Are you having issues with selling your no content books? Or do you have some that was selling at one point and now they're not doing so hot? Well, we've got a couple of tips for you that's going to help hopefully open up that faucet and get your no content books selling in no time. So folks, you're going to want to make sure that you stay
tuned.
Welcome to Self-Publishing with Dale
and Kelly.
And if you want to learn how to publish your books and build your brand, make sure that you subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single live broadcast. Today is a very special live broadcast. We've got a totally new format, and you know what we're going to be doing is we're going to get right into things, but I would be completely remiss and I would be a complete jerk if I didn't at least acknowledge the chat. So who all's in the chat here, Kelly?
Young just made it in. Sorry, I totally blew out the mic. Barbara Everett, good to see you. Keith Wheeler Books is in the house. Stephen Martin, Kathy Menken, Mark Brownless, Mojo, Rogue Blackfish. I might repeat someone. I don't know. ES Hart's here. I know Rose is here. I'm sure Ava will be here, so I'll just shout her out now. Yeah. If I missed anyone, or if you're lurking, hi.
Yes. We do appreciate everybody showing up. So if we don't acknowledge you right away, please understand that we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit more with you at the end of the chat, because today we're going to be talking about how to increase your print book sales, most importantly to no content books. And so we've got some great tips. And here's the good thing. Even if you don't do no content books, this information is actually pretty applicable to most print books anyways. So you're going to learn a thing or two as we go along. Nice thing is, we're just going to go right over and roll that beautiful bean footage. So sell more no content books on Amazon. And we're going to be talking more importantly about no content books. So at any rate, review of what no content books are. Kelly, what are no content books?
For those who have been hiding under a cave or just don't know.
Hiding under a cave. Cave people.
Books require minimal writing. Who hates to write? I do. This is perfect for you. Journals, diaries, notebooks, sheet music, art books. And it's an evergreen business. Mm-hmm. I remember when I was growing up, a couple decades ago, I loved journaling. And it's still evergreen today.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the cool thing is, as a writer, as an author, it's not too often that people go and buy the same book multiple times. I know I've got some exceptions to the rule, which tell me if you guys are listening to this or watching this, let me know, what is a book that you bought multiple copies of? I know mine was Mick Foley's Have a Nice Day, but that's the only exception to the rule. Like most times you buy a book once or sometimes just check it out of the library and you're done with it. That's why no content book publishing is so exciting, because people will buy one of it and then they're like, oh, I've got it filled up. I've got to go get another one. Am I correct?
You are correct, Mondo.
Yeah, that's why it's so evergreen. Some people will buy that one book and they'll have it, dog-eared and torn up before they even go out and purchase another one. And even then, who knows? So in any event, what's the problem with no content books right now, Kelly?
Everyone's doing them because they're awesome.
Everyone and their mother, and when I say everyone and their mother, my mother actually publishes no content books. So when I say this, I'm not exaggerating.
A lot of people are, trying to pump out as many as possible, especially for quarter four. Yep. Quantity, but doesn't always trump quality.
Yeah.
But if you have a ton of books out there, it doesn't always guarantee sales or success. But why?
Why exactly does this happen here, folks? So what's the solution to low sales or no sales at all? And we've got a good mutual friend, and you know who you are. We're pointing right at you, buddy. And
we haven't seen you yet unless you're lurking.
Yeah, he has tens of thousands of no content books. And he does well, don't get me wrong, but there's a vast majority of these books that aren't selling. And this is the general advice that we give him, and we also use ourselves in order to bump up some of our sales. Any way you want. Here, I see you smiling a little bit. You have anything to add to that?
Nope.
No, she's smiling because she knows every time we think of this guy, he's a good dude. We love him. So disclaimer, we do have to get this out of the way, okay? So that way people aren't coming along going, but they all, or sicking FTC on us in here. So we make no guarantees, folks, but we can assure you our recommendations are based on real world experience. In other words, this is what we do to stoke the fires whenever our no content books drop off. Now, when I talk about making more sales, today we're not talking about publishing more books specifically. So we're just talking about taking your current crop and trying to tweak it and make it better. So we understand this. So everybody's not leaving here going, okay, I know what they're gonna say. I'm gonna go publish 3,000 right now. No, please don't do that. That's not a good idea. We had another episode based on that. So here we go. Tip number 1. I'm gonna go ahead and cover this one because it's my favorite. Keyword strategy. So here's the deal. Keywords aren't going to sell your books, but it certainly makes you more discoverable. Something I discussed in a conversation on book launchers on Facebook recently with Julie Broad. And here's the deal is, you do want to make sure you're saying what your customer or your ideal customer is looking for. So you're going to dial in those keywords specific to your niche. Don't go all over the place. Try to stay in that niche or whatever your no content book is. Give me a good example, Kelly. Give me like 3 keywords we would put, let's say, on a dog walking journal.
Gift for dog owners, journal for dog owners, journals to write in.
See that? She really tried to keep it all dialed in. The first one, she said dog. She repeated dog. It's even in the title, and she even had journal. So that gives you a better idea. If you're going all over the place, like nature walking journal, canines with disabilities journals, like you're going all over the place and you're confusing your customer, and it's not making it very intuitive to the Amazon algorithm. So you want to make it to where it's super simple. So A9 goes, this is what the customer's looking for, this one. So who's your ideal customer and what are they saying? That's pretty much your keyword strategy. You need to also investigate competitiveness. So type in your keyword just really fast. Now I know Kelly she goes buck wild. She don't care. She throws stuff against the wall and sees what sticks. All right. So if you're going to really go for a strategy, might I recommend that you test your keywords before you post it. So go in, look within the Amazon store in incognito mode, see how much results come up based on your keyword to really determine it. If you've got something that's 1,000 or less in products, you're doing good. If you got something that's 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, it's gonna be a fist fight. So unless you have a good audience to kind of stick with. You're getting all heated, aren't you? You love talking about this no content books.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, baby. You know it. We're all getting all scaled up. Who else is feeling hot right now? Kelly, take this one.
Price point. Once you pick a niche, what are they all selling at? When in doubt, people are crazy. There's some cheapos out there that, I don't want to buy that. I can get it at Walmart's for 50 cents. But then there's some people are like, oh, that's 50 cents. That must be cheap. So just the price point, there's no set rule to it. It's really finicky. So if it's not selling, feel free to jack it up or maybe drop it a little bit. You'll run into one of those cheapos and they'll buy your book for you. I don't know.
This has happened far too many times where I'll have a book that's, I think, okay, I'm going to price it at say $5.99 and I'm pocketing right about a couple bucks. And it doesn't sell a dime, doesn't sell a single solitary copy. And then I just go in there and I change the price point to $14.99. I'm like, what? What is the reasoning behind this? I wish I could tell you that it's, that it's just something simple that I can kind of, predict, but the customers are so unpredictable at times. And here's the thing though, too. What should we do come quarter 4? Can you give us a little insights? Can we increase come quarter 4?
It depends if we're on KDP print.
It's true. Yeah.
But in general, quarter 4, holiday sales, most prices in the stores and everywhere go up. So that's the theory.
Here's a very interesting thing. I do like to keep an eye on chat, and Rose actually just contributed that. She sold 2 journals at $13. Okay, take that in, folks. This is real. There are people willing to part ways with their hard-earned money, and get what they want, if you've got something specific on what they need. So make sure you're going back and watching some of the other live streams that we had based on no content books, because it'll give you some more ideas, and then you could probably start to stack on top of that $14 price model, because people are willing to pay for it and they're happy with it. And if they're giving you 5-star reviews, get out of town. So tip number 3. This is where the nerd comes back in. I got to come in and start talking, because book descriptions. All right, so you got to go deep on your keywords. You researched your keywords. It's great that you filled either your 5 keyword slots for CreateSpace, soon to rest in peace, or 7 keyword slots. And I'm sorry, I had 2. Just trust I had 7 up there. You have 7 keyword slots inside your KDP print. So you're going to want to take those and take additional ones that are relevant to your book, and you're going to organically work it in there. Now, I'm not saying you just drop it in there and it's just hanging out there with no rhyme or reason. You want to work it in within that book description. So let's say, for instance, the keywords that we were using for that dog walking journal, and it could have been you just want to take it to where you put it into a sensible order within that. So are you looking for a great dog walking journal? ? Would you like to have a journal that's perfect for walking your dog and keeping track? Oh, see, I threw in a couple keywords right there, which, by the way, I don't know if those are keywords. Just saying as an example. Try to work it in there. And here's the really cool thing is, because no content books is technically nonfiction, bullet points are a beautiful way to slip in those keywords without seeming spammy, So any other suggestions you can make on book description?
Nope.
She's been a ninja on this one. I've noticed in my incorrect in saying, sometimes shorter is better.
Yeah, I agree.
You get a banana sticker.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, she likes that banana sticker. She has a wall of banana stickers in our room right now. Tip number 4, Kelly.
KDP print. In the past, before they started making the change, you could manually I'll just do a story time. I had some CreateSpace books that just weren't selling at all. So when I manually transfer them over to KDP print, remember they give you 2 more keywords. So therefore, I added 2 more keywords, of course, and they started selling.
Yeah.
So if you have books that just aren't selling, just do that transfer over to KDP. You can add some more keywords and, go from there.
Excellent. Good insights. Love me some KDP print. I don't think I can really add anything onto that. It is, listen, we'll address this in a future broadcast. It is wonky right now. We're not going to lie. I was discussing this on Twitch today, that there is a bit of wonkiness. Report issues that you're having to them, because they don't know there's issues unless you actually say something to them. So when you have problems with an upload of some sort and there's some hang-ups, go into the contact us in your KDP dashboard and tell them.
It is getting better.
Yeah, it is getting better. They're doing way better, but there's still some wonkiness. There's still some bugginess. They don't know unless you tell them. I don't think they have crash reports available, so they only know if we go and we're the squeaky wheel. So I'm encouraging anybody watching or listening to this, file your mistakes, your errors, your bugginess, because 9 times out of 10, it's probably not you. It probably is their system that's acting really, really dumb. Tip number 5. You want this one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Try to make a new cover. Maybe 6 months ago when you started this business, you just didn't know. We don't know what we don't know.
Right.
So go back to those books, look at the cover, and just evaluate it.
Don't overthink it. That's the thing here, folks. When it comes to book covers, especially for no content books, we can get really awesome. We can get really in depth. I've even seen some people that have purchased high quality covers. But here's the crazy thing is I took a cover, literally, that I just put it right through CreateSpace Cover Creator, and I put it up within 2 minutes, okay? Just did it all in 2 minutes. That month, I pulled in easily $1,000, if not more, from this one title. And that cover, you can vouch for this one.
It's an abortion.
It was hit. It was hit. It was gross. It was JoJo. And
it was awful.
And here's the funny thing is, people liked it. They were giving 4-star, 5-star. I got maybe one or 2-star review, something like that. But people liked it. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me, because I took almost the same interior, put this awesome cover on it, and I didn't really get it to take off until I started running AMS ads on that puppy dog, which, by the way, that's another way to revive things. We didn't put this on the list because we just kind of felt it was a given. You can go do Amazon Marketing Services. We're not going to go too far down that trail. We just want to tell you guys ways you can do it, and it doesn't cost a dime.
Yeah, just make it simple, because the more stuff you add to a cover gives the potential buyer, more reasons to hate it. So I didn't come up with that. I've heard it somewhere, and I think it's really smart.
Yeah.
And don't discredit Cover Creator if you need to make a new cover.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many other ways you can go get it done through Canva. I know our boy Keith Wheeler Books actually covers a little bit of Canva and how to make some covers for that. Even Derek Murphy, if anybody's familiar with him, he has a site. It's called DIY Book Covers. Go take a look at it. You can actually get templates, drop down. You can work through Microsoft Word. He has a full course on it. It's 100% free. I 100% get behind, I had to say that twice, 100%. I wholeheartedly get behind and endorse Derek Murphy. Awesome. The guy is like the author's author. He's the self-publisher's self-publisher. So go take a look at that if you're kind of dry on ideas as far as how you can make a good book cover. And remember, sometimes it's not even about this like award-winning book cover. It can be hit. It can really be gross, and it'll sell. I'm not encouraging everybody to go and throw out these nasty-looking covers.
Don't make hit covers on purpose.
Yeah, don't do it on purpose.
I mean, if they sell, obviously there's a need for it.
Yeah.
So
that's another thing is if you actually have something that's selling, don't change anything about it. Let it, if anything, take something and make a different iteration of it and to see if that will sell better. I've had that model work so many times over. Last but not least, Kelly had to say this one to me. She's like, we have to add a tip number 6.
There's only so much you can do to try to make a book sell. Not every single no content book will sell. It's just the nature of the beast. So, give it a couple chances. Big tip. Don't do tips 1 through 5 all at once.
Right.
Pick one of them and just see how it goes. If it doesn't work, maybe pick another tip. Mm-hmm. But after a couple tips, if it doesn't work, just let it go.
Deuces, yeah.
Try a new
out.
niche. Just take what you've learned from your experience in the new niche. Don't go deep in the new niche. And just, start over. It's all a journey and a learning process.
It really is. And I know that some of you are frustrated out there. You have scores of books and maybe they're not selling. So my recommendation is this, is give your book at least 30 days to breathe. Let it kind of set on the market and get it to where A9 is serving up your book to your preferred audience. You got to give it some time. If the first 30 to 90 days it's not selling, I would really recommend that you take one of these tips, let it set for another couple of weeks to see if it affects any of the change before you start to implement some other things. So that's some of our insights about the no content book sales. How do you bump up your no content book sales? Do you agree with our advice? What would you recommend? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from all of you in the live chat as well as on the replay. I want to hear what you have done, and I want to hear the most outlandish story that you have for no content book sales, because we got some crazy ones, and of course we just shared one with you already that it's pretty nuts that I took one that was bargain basement and shot it up to $14.99. I'm sure someone else got something even crazier out there. So we're going to go on over into the chat now and start to talk with you guys. But before we do finish up, and those of you watching this on the replay, today's word of the day is perspicacious. What does that mean? Define it. Use it in a word. Use that word in a sentence. And come on, get no like perspicacious in a sentence. I saw that answer. It was funny. It made me laugh. But prove you made it this far. Drop that in the comments. So what do we got going on with our chat today anyways? Mr. says, wow, yeah, you know it.
Michael Cross, yes, we'll be seeing you in Orlando.
Yes, this Friday, we're going to be doing the self-publishing workshop. We're actually pulling in Thursday evening. right?
Sometime on Thursday.
There's a meet and eat with a lot of the panelists, and I believe we're already pretty much committed to that. But please join us. There's actually the meet and greet in the morning on Friday at BookNet Fest. And those of you that aren't familiar, we're going to be at BookNet Fest in Orlando, Florida. To find out more details, go to booknetfest.com.
And for anyone, I mean, I think there's 2 of y'alls that are coming to BookNet Fest. If you don't come to the self-publishing and you can't find us, like where the BookNet Fest area is, send us a message because we might be shooting some videos because we're staying on site. So don't fret if you can't find us, message us.
Yeah, please drop us a message in Facebook Messenger. In fact, if you're not already connected, just send us a friend request. But please send us the message first so I know that I'm not just getting botted.
I don't see any questions at the moment.
I like what Nafis says. For no content books, I would say it's better to follow your passion. Nafis, that's so true because you're going to know your audience the best. So for instance, I've had some great some books that are sheet music based on guitars. And I've had quite a few sales on those type of things because I'm very passionate about music. I'm passionate about guitars more importantly. And I also know how guitarists communicate and search for their things. Because all I got to do is go, okay, I need to get some blank sheet music. And I just type in what I automatically think. Whereas if you aren't familiar with sheet music, it's going to be harder for you to take time to do that research and figure those things out. I mean, what is probably an example of something that was passion-based for you that you've had success?
I would give away my niche if I said that.
So there you go. There you go.
It just also helps with keywords too. Yeah. That's what the big guns say for merch too. So follow stuff, not just your passion, but also something you're familiar with. And you'll just be able to know them better and know the insider lingo from there. But yeah.
Pamela Tech Talk Live says, "Hi Dale, I just started creating no content books. Do you recommend republishing the same no content book in a hardcover?" First of all, hey Pamela, and by the way, do I have any new viewers in here? Just do me a favor, if you're new here, put in #new. Like, let me know that if you've been brand new to this. Pamela, I haven't seen you in one of the lives before. If I haven't noticed you before, I apologize and you were in here. But that's an excellent question. To me personally, I like hardcover books. That is just a preference of mine. If you're gonna do that, make sure that when you do publish it, put it down as a second edition if you've already released a paperback version. So there's a little bit of differentiation between the two besides the fact that one's a paperback and one's a hardback. I'd be curious as to how that would turn out.
Yeah, where's that gonna be published at?
Hardcover books, they can do it through Lulu.
Oh, okay.
Think about Lulu. Ingram Spark does it as well.
I don't know. Well, can Lulu be attached to Amazon too? Or
yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Amazon, they're an aggregate. Yeah. Weren't you there at that episode when we talked about that?
No. I know they're an aggregate, but I thought it was only 6x9 paperback.
No, they have hardbacks as well. #new, Tim Allen. It's good to see you here, Tim Allen. Mister, it's good to see you here. New. Mark Brownless, very old. Yes. Mark Brownless is a day oneer. The happy entrepreneur, new here. Awesome. I'm glad to see some newbies. And which, by the way, newbies, welcome here. If you want to learn a little bit more about publishing your books and building your brand, you came to the right place. So you're going to want to make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on. Of course, hit that thumbs up if you're enjoying some things and share it with somebody. I know that was a lot of stuff. I'm sorry. I'm revved up on caffeine today here, folks. Big shout out to one of my friends, Brett Payne, actually hooked me up with some of his awesome coffee. Thank you, Brett, if you're watching this.
That is the best.
Listen, the quickest way to our heart is either A, tacos, or B, coffee.
Or pizza or ice cream.
Or pizza or ice cream. All vegan, by the way, folks. All vegan. So we have to kind of stick with that. #not new. Keith Wheeler, you're definitely not new. This may be a crazy question, Miss Mister said, but I just approved my first journal and CreateSpace is asking me if I want to publish to Kindle. Is Kindle the same thing as KDP? Yes, it's so confusing right now, and especially if you're kind of new to the publishing game. Kendall Direct Publishing, obviously, is what that represents, and it started out as an ebook only platform. They had already had acquired CreateSpace, and what they did, it was actually late 2016 that they rolled out the beta features for KDP Print, which is, oddly enough, where CreateSpace is being merged to right now, and hence why there's so much issues with KDP Print. So in any event, if it's a no content book or a journal, there are going to be some exceptions to the rule. So for instance, like a writing prompt book or something that has quotes in it, I think that, you're kind of getting in that gray area if you're going to put it to Kindle. I'd recommend not. And some people have tried to do the whole, well, it's in a downloadable PDF. Amazon doesn't like that. They get a little salty about that. Yes, there are some books on the market that get away with it right now, but trust me on this. As soon as the dumpster fires get put out that involves CreateSpace merging with KDP Print, they're going to definitely be sniping out those people that are gaming the system, that are putting no content, blank books into Kindle. So watch out for that. Glad you asked that. Excellent question. Rose has got a question. You want to get that one?
Did you already get Sergio's?
I didn't get Sergio. Sergio, it's good to see you in the house.
Would you say we need to switch our keywords for the Christmas season with Christmas-related words?
Ooh, excellent question.
You can. However, as it stands right now with KDP, if you go in and change anything, they will reevaluate the entire book.
Yeah.
And as of right now, KDP Paperback, I think it's actually still in beta, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it still is beta.
Regardless, they've been notorious from my experience for changing their mind after approving it the first time.
It's wild.
So I personally would not, for that reason, until they fix it, unless you're publishing a book that's only meant for a Christmas gift.
Yeah. For me, on the previous quarter fours, honestly, I never changed it. If it was something that was relevant to the holiday season, so if for some reason I had my Christmas present list, there you go, you guys get that one for free. It would be relevant. Obviously, I want to have things that are doing towards that. But if it was like, say, a sheet music book, I'm not going to change that because it's creating more work for myself later on when I need to change those keywords out to match the season. So I would almost recommend, if you're going to think about matching it to the season, then focus on some of the holiday specific ones that are going to be evergreen at specific times of year. So be it Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. Go through those holidays. In fact, the two of us actually have a shared holiday list that we have setting out just in case we want to kind of go to it. You guys can literally just Google it up. I think that'd be kind of a cool downloadable report one of these times. What you laughing about? Is Yang, quit cutting up in here.
I think my self-portrait on the cover will sell millions of copies.
Oh yeah, it will. It will, Yang.
Rose, did you do her prayer journal one yet?
Rose, go ahead, read it.
If I want to publish Christmas prayer journal, should I start publishing in November? No. Beginning of December? No. You should start publishing right now because another story time. We had friends come over from out of town yesterday, and it's a boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, they're a couple. And the dude started Christmas shopping a couple months ago. So that is not the majority of people,
right.
But I would say, and there's also Christmas in July. So I would say start publishing now.
Yeah, so let me, and I'm going to go ahead and share the other side of the, so we can confuse you totally here. I usually, when I'm looking at doing my no content business, I wait till right about quarter four before I start launching into things. So the first year that I really focused on it was in November. Actually, Thanksgiving Day was when I launched a case study. Last year, I started about October. I didn't do too much volume, but I just kind of trickled some out. The theory is with a lot of products, especially books in particular, print books, there are a few categories that you can leverage more exposure on when you get sales. So for instance, there is the hot new release category that fits in, I think it's just called new release when it comes to paperback and print books. There's that, and there's also what's called gift ideas and most wished for. So if you've got some friends and family and such like that, share with them that you have like these killer books, or share it with your following and say, hey, take a look at these. And if they put it on their Christmas wish list, guess what? It actually ends up getting put into a category of most wished for. So remember those type of things. Try not to game that. Don't hire VAs to go over and throw it into their wish lists, because Amazon's getting pretty smart to the people that are gaming the system. So they start to see like 100 wish lists dropped in the last day. They're going to be like, okay, someone's gaming the system here.
Risa Faye loves her nice cream. Kathy Menken wants to know what type of ice cream. I freaking love anything vegan, typically. I don't think I've ever had a bad vegan ice cream. Have you?
There's been a couple times where it's kind of like just really bland, but what's our main go-to?
I like chocolate chip cookie dough.
It's so delicious.
So delicious.
So delicious is ours. Yeah.
Or the peanut butter swirl. Usually if you get chocolate or peanut butter or both, you can't go wrong.
Eric Rosner, I see you're saying, are you going to switch to Twitch instead of YouTube? Eric, no, actually I'm staying here right on YouTube. It's just I'm going to be ramping up more times on Twitch. So things like this broadcast here, you're going to see a lot more just unstructured and more of just us talking with each other. So kind of like what we're doing right now, we're going to be doing it over on Twitch. And that's just myself. Kelly might pop in a time or two, but that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays over on twitch.tv/self-publish. So yeah, YouTube's not going away. Trust me. I'm staying here with you guys, and there's going to be some new videos coming out here very, very soon. Obviously, as we're traveling, it's going to be really tough for me to shoot them, but we're going to be doing it.
Great to see you, Gail. Thanks for stopping by. Tony Carver, awesome to see you too. My CreateSpace books so far have been a bust. Should I use better techniques with better books moving forward or tweak existing books? I would probably do both depending on your time.
Right.
Maybe put out, maybe do a 1-to-1, do one new book and try to tweak another one. Because it's all learning. No one knows everything from the start.
Right. It's tough, What if you haven't sold a single solitary copy, that's when I'm going to be very concerned. What I need, and I just doubt it, because if you've done a good volume, go back in and see what has sold at least one copy. And you're going to have to study that because you hit something there. You got something right. So maybe take that same model that you put out, be it keywords, cover, description, and see if you can just tweak it just slightly and release that out there, because there's a good chance you're going to probably get a good one. Because I've had some real Frankensteins that I put out onto the market, and it's that same one I was telling you about, the cover that took 2 minutes, I said. That one, that was a Frankenstein. It literally was a different iteration of so many other things. So it's going to evolve over time. Ernest, good to see you in the house there, buddy. Don't forget B12, guys. Vegans often forget it. No, actually, trust me. She sprays like 5 of them in her mouth.
Doctor's orders!
Yes, we both take B12 and D as well. Thank you for the advice.
I thought there was another one. Thank you so much, Keith, for helping out Sergio. He answered a question. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
I think that's it.
That's just about it. So if you guys, how did you like the new format? Commercials were gone. We got right to the content. We got rid of the chat out of the window here. It was kind of getting messy. What did you think about the new content? I want to hear from you inside the live chat, and also I want to hear from you folks in the replay, because I went out of my way to make sure that we provide something that is a bit more digestible for you guys. Now, this is still going to be long form, but for the most part, we're going to just jump right into things, and we're going to talk to you guys after we cover the content, so that way those that are watching the replay and can't actively participate can still enjoy the stuff.
Kathy loves it. That's all that matters. We're keeping it.
Excellent. Very good. So, hey, don't forget about that word of the day, perspicacious. I want you guys to define it and put it in a word for me. Anybody that does it will get a banana sticker.
Rogue Blackfish, 2 Blue Eyes, like it, CV Interview Services. Thank you all for stopping by.
Yes, for sure. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like. In the meantime, in between times, it's been self-publishing with Dale
and Kelly.
And we will see you on September the 13th.